All right, welcome to episode 98, I believe, of My FX Buddies, the podcast. And I say podcast because there's video, there's a transcript, there's a blog, there's Rumble, everywhere that I post under My FX Buddies. I'm back on Apple. Apparently something happened and I had gotten dropped from Apple Podcasts. I'm back on Apple. My FX Buddies. All right. So the blog, myfxbuddies.blogspot.com. Um, or you could try myfxbuddies.com, but you have to use HTTPS. The transcript is at rss.com. My FX Buddies, but I try to put a link also. So wherever you are enjoying this content, there's a more info, description, intro, something of that nature. You click on that and there'll be information there. Okay. Link to the blog and then two other links that may interest you. All right. So YouTube, if you're watching this on YouTube, and let me just say Fair Use Disclaimer Act, YouTube, anything that I show is for comment, critique, sharing, teaching, and it's covered under the Fair Use Disclaimer Act. Okay, person watching or listening, you are listening because it's not a video that you see there. It's just, it looks like a video. To actually see the video, you have to look below that box, click the word more, that opens up, and the link to the blog will open and you can go there. All right. Now, I haven't posted in 3 days? 2 days, 3 days? I can't remember. Today is, well, it's actually Friday, August 23rd, 2024. But I already know this is going to post Saturday, August 24th. So hopefully they won't have anything post-worthy, so I won't be slamming you with 2 posts in a row. But this is going to be short anyway. There's still nothing really exciting. Nothing's moved forward, in my opinion, because we're waiting for the end of this month, the meeting that, I apologize for that noise if you can hear that, the meeting that's going to happen in New York with Alak and whatever delegation he brings here. And I think they say they're meeting with the Federal Reserve and the U.S. Treasury. So there's an article here that you may want to read that discusses that. But let's get into this. So they put out an article, Is Iraq heading towards printing new paper currency? Now, they're asking a question. Who's asking this question and why? Because it's not the first time they've asked this. This is a conversation that comes up. So I believe somewhere that I can't see, because I look at their TV, I look at their social media. I didn't see anything like this come up, but here we have this article, right? And so I think this is just for citizen education. Again, so if you look at the image here, it's the 25K. Most people are familiar with the 25K, the 10K. I think this is the 5K. Let's see, what else do they have? This is the 1,000. This is the 50, I believe, which has been withdrawn. So what would this be? One of these is a 250. They have, maybe this is the 250. Oh, you know what? Let's see. Can I make it bigger? Yeah, look at that. Duh. Okay, so that is the 1,000. That's the 50. This is the 10,000. This must be the 5,000. I'm not sure what, oh, this must be the 5,000. Not sure what this is. But these are the ones that are current. These are the current denominations that are out, minus the 50,000 note. 50,000 note is not here. I believe if this is the 50K, this has been withdrawn. But if you have them, I wouldn't throw them away just yet. And then look at this. They have coins here. Why do they have coins here? when they're not using these coins right now, right? So that's why I think this is just here for citizen education, a reminder, hey, this is what we're using now. Okay, so let's just read this really quick. The Parliamentary Finance Committee confirmed on Thursday that there is no intention to print new paper currency. This committee member said in a statement followed by the news, there is no intention to print new paper currency at the central bank, noting that the Ministry of Finance began funding ministries and governance with salaries 2 days ago. Yeah, we don't care about that. But anyway, he added that the cash mass required monthly to pay employee salaries is estimated at 4 million employees and 4 million beneficiaries of retirement authority and 2 million social care. So that's about 7,500 billion dinars. This amount is prepared monthly and there is no shortage, blah, 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 especially with oil being at $75 per barrel. And he says, providing the necessary liquidity is done by the central bank and delivered to the Ministry of Finance, which in turn delivers these numbers and the cash mass to the ministries and governance, and there is no acute problem regarding cash liquidity. So they're still sending cash to the banks, even though they're trying to go digital, right? They're still sending cash. So, and then if you remember in the last, I think the last blog that I did, they actually found a July document where the CBI did purchase money from the Ministry of Finance. So there is something there going on where they're transferring money back and forth to each other, but it's probably nothing illegal. So here's a different version of that article. All right. Here, experts rule out lifting sanctions on Iraqi banks. So the experts are I'm watching the people celebrate. And man, are they having a party. Well, I don't know. This might already be over, but I'm watching it. Okay, anyway. Let's see. They ruled out Washington lifting banking sanctions. The issues for the time being, at least, especially in light of the data and fluctuations that are plaguing the region. They're plaguing the region and trying to drag Iraq into it. So, like I've always maintained, the reason I push my time out is because of geopolitical things, conflicts, right? So you have Iran and Lebanon going tit for tat with Ice Cream Land, right? And Iraq is trying very hard not to get involved. Only because my feelings, we still control their money. We control their money and we can control their oil contracts. So we basically control them and we can suppress how much of an effort they put into the conflicts. But also, they do need to be safe and secure because they're trying to get companies and countries come and invest in their country. And you can't bloody do that, right? You can't bloody well do that when things are blowing up and catching on fire and, stuff like that. Got to make the people feel safe. All right, so let's see. This is a really good article. I think you guys should go here and read this. Even though he's saying it's not the right time, He doesn't think it's going to happen. You know, things change all the time, right? But so yeah, so they talk about the dinar. I like this article because there's more of an emphasis on dinar than the dollar. Oh, doggone. Pause. I'm gonna pause here. Well, you know what? Never mind. There's a video that goes with this article, but they pretty much, so I did, as I like to, I did translate the video, and actually the exact words are here. So you don't really need to see the video, but Safwan Kwase, he's interviewed, and he says there's supposed to be compliance with the demands of the U.S. Federal Reserve, Citibank, and J.P. Morgan. There is now a global audit firm, and then he says certainly K2 and other American companies are re-auditing these restricted banks in order to determine the reasons for the shortcomings in the financial transfers that existed in previous periods. So they're being doubly audited. K2, which I guess is a company they like, and then there's several, I think 6 or 8 different ones of ours, uh, American auditing, but I think the 2 they favor is PricewaterhouseCoopers or something like that, and Ernst& Young. But so they're doing the current transactions and previous ones also. All right. So let's see. They're really just emphasizing how they're doing this work to show that we're in line, we're doing things on the up and up. Now, we demand you lift these non-sanctioned sanctions off these banks, right? So we'll see what happens. Then here's another guy they spoke with. The United States wants Iraq to be a strategic ally in the region, and any weakness in this matter it considers threatens its existence in the region, so it tries to hold on strongly to economic pressure. See? Economic pressure. So that's what we're doing to them. And the minute the RV is released, we lose some, not all, but we lose some of the pressure that we can apply to them. See? All right. So then here's another pretty good article. Excuse me. Economists points to a solution. Economists points to a solution that will lower the dollar exchange rate. So this is Mustafa Huntush, and he does actually give some solutions. They're not going to be acted on anytime soon anyway, but here he says dismantle the parallel market. And he also talks about you used to have black market for gold and cigarettes, and then we moved them off the streets, off the black market into the CBI, and now there's no more problem. So if you do the same thing with the dollars, there won't be a problem, right? That's what he's saying. He likes the idea of having a platform for the traders, the merchants, to do business with Iran and Syria, because they have a huge trade with Iran and Syria worth millions of dollars. So, that's there, and then there's a little bit more. So if you want to read that, you should hear. I know people are saying, oh, we haven't heard anything from Sadar, but Sadar's been in the news. He's been very vocal. It's just not about politics. But guess what? Here he is calling for a 1,000,000-man march in support of Pizza Land. Okay? And if you go to the blog, you can see. If you're new and you don't know, there's 2 country names I will not say. And I say Ice Cream Land for one. It's a country that starts with an I. And then Pizza Land for maybe that one's easier to figure out. Yeah, so September 20th, he wants a 1,000,000-man march, and you know he'll get it. It's a Friday, and it'll be around the prayer time. But listen to the invitation. I call on my Iraqi brothers, except the corrupt, to take to the streets in a million-man march that truly reflects the depth of the Iraqi people's sympathy for the people who live in Pizza Land, for their cause, and the suffering brothers in a four-letter word. Starts with G and ends with A. Sounds like Azza. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, then he tells them it should be peaceful. And then he wants them to wear their shrouds white, so they know that's the show of force. So we'll see. We shall see what we shall see. Yeah, we'll still be here September 20th. It would be great if we weren't, but we probably will be. All right. So here, Al-Alaq in New York at the end of August. Will he succeed in lifting the ban on the sanctioned Iraqi banks? I hope so. It would be nice if he does. So this is good. It has information in it. Visit to protect the Iraqi banking system. Double penalties. Banking sanctions are no longer justified. So he's going to try again. He was just there not too long ago. We don't really know for what. They just said it was an unannounced visit. Remember that? Okay, these next three articles deal with Iran. So there's something going on with someone's complaining, well, you keep renewing the agreement to get gas and electricity from Iran, so you keep putting money in their pockets. What can we do to stop that? Oh, this shouldn't be here. But anyway, I'll go over this right quick. The Islamic Bank Association. So there's a number of banks. There's the state banks, the industrial banks, then the private banks, and then the Islamic banks. And the Islamic banks are the very last ones to do things. So they're the last ones to get the point of sale machines. They're the last ones to get on the electric, digitization, all that stuff, right? So this is good to see them talk about. A national electronic payment company contributes to enhancing development. So they're getting on board. All right. Now this, we know how much Iran is intertwined here. This is the other one. Can Washington limit Tehran's economic expansion in Iraq? And they basically say it's going to be tough, but they could, especially with their friends in Washington. But then you just swap out one group that is controlling you, right? And bring in another. So they got to find balance. But yeah, so this is quite lengthy, but it's a good read. And then here's the one about the energy crisis. U.S. government decides to address Iraq's energy crisis in exchange for economic strangulation of Iran. So I apologize for that. I thought I had them all together, but I don't. But yeah, so then after all of that, here's this article. Sudani extends an official invitation to the Iranian president to visit Iraq. So the Iranian new government is all in. However, they did assassinate someone today. So I guess that person will have to be replaced, right? But anyway, so yeah. So they've been approved and they're in, and day 3 after that, he gets invited. Now it doesn't say when he's gonna go, but he will go. All right. Now I'm pretty excited about these two things here, and that's what we're gonna end this on. Let's see. Oh, here's one more thing. The acting parliament speaker, he said, hey, no, there's no secret additions to the 2024 budget. Because remember, they're trying to kick him out. They're trying to say it was your fault. It happened under you. So you got to go. But he's like, no. The ones that were submitted to the court are the exact same ones that we submitted to the government. But something says different. So, right now it doesn't say where the budget schedules are, but I believe they're probably with Sudani. Sudani's probably going to check them over again. And then this is just my opinion. So Sudani will probably check them over again and then move it on to the next whatever they're going to do, right? Okay. And then here's an article. Did the Iraqi government fail to maintain the truce between the factions in Washington? So they're saying that because so far there hasn't been any kablooies going off. But remember that group? I think Al-Najabi is how you pronounce that. They're like, hey, time's up. You didn't give us a date, so the truce is over. But I don't think they'll start doing anything, retaliating or taking action, whatever words you want to fit there, until all these visitors that are here for this holiday, until they're gone. And they should be gone through the weekend. So next week, Monday, things should be back to normal. All the visitors should be gone. All the governance should no longer be on holiday hours. All right? So we'll see. Okay, so now these two things I really like. I don't remember if they did these for 2023, but quite possibly they did. So here they put out an investment map of Iraq for 2024. Iraq's National Investment Commission has just published its Iraq Investment Map 2024. The 283-page report includes details of investment operations in addition to sectoral and regional data. So, yeah, that one I probably will not be going through. But look, they have it in English and they have it in Arabic. And I'm just going to pull it up here for you to see. See, it's in color. They have images. This is the one. Oh, no, wrong one. This is the one. Now, I don't know. Is that color? To me, that looks black and white. Gray. It looks like gray. I don't know. Whatever. But anyway, so there's an introduction. You could read that. And then they have little bullet points. But you could go through the table of contents and you can see they have it broken down into the different sectors. So if there's one, say you're interested in oil and gas sector, then it tells you what page to go to. Here's investment zones in Iraq. Tells you what pages to go to. Say you're interested in Babylon. It tells you what page to go to. Right? So, yeah, there's lots of information here. Like I said, I'm not going to go through this one, but some people will. Now, that was that one. Let's go here. Go back. Here's the other one. Investor Guide to Iraq 2024. This one's only 55 pages. So yes, I am going to go through this one. Matter of fact, I'm on page 18 already of this one. So, the National Investment Commission has just published its Investor Guide to Iraq 2024. Now, there's no rate, no date, nothing like that. Just, it gives an overview of the investment climate in Iraq, also in English and Arabic. Why would they put it in English? Because they want the most people who can. They want the most people who can read this to read this. So, and this one is more like an overview. But here, land of promising opportunities. That's the introduction. Any qualified investment project will enjoy the following privileges and guarantees. And it says what? The new amendment, including taxes, custom exemptions, non-confiscation or nationalization of the investment project. Because, see, that used to happen before. Someone would come in with all this money and start a project that was supposed to be private, and they go, oh, no, I think we as the government, we want this property. And so you're going to pay us. So, yeah, so guarantees like that are supposed to happen. So here's look at this, one-stop shop department. Isn't that neat? So, yeah, I like this one. Like I said, it's easy to read. Here they talk about a glance at Iraq's economy, the population, their youth, the surveys, unemployment, buildings, things about women, what they expect, the role of women. So, yeah. And this is also something good to show a person who may be doubtful. I mean, it's just plans, right? But look how many banks per capitals. But people don't put investment guides together if they don't expect to have investors, right? So, yeah, so I'm showing you, if you're watching the video, I'm showing you the PDFs, but how you get to them is on the blog. So you would just click on this English and it will open. All right? So that's it. It's been quiet, like I said. I mean, a lot's going on over there in the country for them. Still the projects, still political stuff, you know. But yeah, what we're waiting for, I believe, is this meeting at the end of the month, and we'll see what happens. If there's anything post worthy over the weekend, I will post. But for now, that was what I wanted to share with you. And like I said, it's been 3 days, and I don't like to go too many days because then I can't keep what I want to show you under 30 minutes. All right. I hope you have a great weekend. Do something fun. If you have children or grandchildren, maybe they're getting ready to go back to school. That was, I don't know, that was always a fun time for me. But anyway, hang in there. What do I always say? Accumulate while we wait for the rate to appreciate. Don't miss any meals and pay all your bills. So wherever you're enjoying this content, if there is a join, follow, subscribe, whatever, some button to that effect. Take whatever action is necessary to activate it because I don't post regularly. So when I do post, if technology works as it's supposed to, you'll be updated. All right. Oh, I forgot to say Spotify and Rumble. Rumble, thank you. There's people, you guys leave comments there. I don't know how to use their, it's so weird. They're very different. So I don't know how to get in there and reply to the comments and say thank you. So thank you if you've left a comment on Rumble. I'm not ignoring you. I just don't know how to get in there and say thank you. All right. So, and I'm hoping I won't have to learn. All right. So again, thank you. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the rest of your morning, night, noon, whatever time frame you're enjoying this content. And until next time.